Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Topeak Torq Stick Pro 4 to 20 Newton meter torque wrench set. Whether you're building bikes from the frame up or just need to adjust your saddle position, you should definitely own a torque wrench. Torque wrenches ensure that the bolts on your bike are properly secured so that critical components don't come loose mid-ride or you don't ruin an expensive component by snapping a bolt. In this review, we're going to be looking at Topeak's latest offering, the Torq Stick Pro 4 to 20 Newton meter torque wrench set. As you can see, it comes with a nice case, and the packaging just has a simple cardboard sleeve on top of that. You can see all the contents on it with the graphics on here, as well as everything that's included on the back side. So we'll go ahead and take this out of the box and go over those specs. Retail price on this is $199.99, so quite expensive, but includes a lot of different pieces. It is a click style torque wrench, so once you reach the desired setting, it'll click so you'll know you're there. It's good for 40 to 20 Newton meters, which covers a lot of the jobs on a bike. It has a high quality metal finish as well as a plastic case included. You have 9 different torque bits. As you can see here, everything from a T6 to a T30 and a nice swivel mount design. So you can actually angle this upward to access them and then just pull them out with this little magnetic slots. You have 9 different Allen bits as well, 1.5 to 10, which again should cover almost all the jobs on your bike, and they're color coded for the more popular ones of 4 to 6. What's really cool about this is you also get a couple extra tools. You get a reversible ratchet, so this actually reverses, and it's great to reach those little tight spots without having to constantly move the tool in and out as it ratchets. And it's also reversible, so you can use it to loosen or tighten. You get a little finger bit holder, so you can actually install the bit directly on here, and for really tight spots you can just rotate this around and then tighten it by hand, as well as a little extender with a speed sleeve. So you can see this is a little plastic piece on top which lets you hold it and guide it. You can combine these in quite a few different variations, so you can put the extension on the finger bit or on the ratchet if you want a little bit more leverage. So pretty cool design, and again, everything comes with it, so it is a really nice set if you don't have tools or you're just looking to upgrade your existing set. In terms of what comes with it, obviously you get the torque wrench, some of the calibration information inside here, as well as the instruction manual on how to use it. You get the big torque wrench, very similar to the other offerings, just a little extra knurling on here. That extension we talked about, the finger bit, the ratchet, as well as the 9 Allen bits and 9 torque bits with this big plastic case. That makes it nice and portable and easy to store. Now let's take a look at the weight of the entire package. So obviously you're not going to carry this on a bike, but it's 632 grams for the full set. While the torque wrench itself is nicely weighted and without a bit on it, comes in at 182 grams. Now let's take a look at the fit and finish of the Topeak Torq Stick Pro. What's nice about this is you get a full case and all the bits inside it. Starting with the case itself, it's a plastic construction. You have these nice graphics and different textures on here that makes it easy to hold. Topeak printed on the top, Torq Stick Pro underneath it. You have simple plastic clasps. That's probably one of the cheapest part about this. Would have been nice to see something like a metal clasp, but you can see it simply slides on there and then has a little tab on there. So you push down, locks into place. The bottom has a simple graphic design as well. And then you have the hinges on the back. What's great about these hinges is that they're actually designed to lay flat, so you can see it goes all the way and makes it really easy to work with. So you can put this on the ground, then access everything you need. Starting with the torque wrench itself, you can see simple design. You have these nice bronze color on the top and then black for the rest of it. It is quite a long torque wrench, especially for the 4 to 20 Newton meter range. And you can see nice knurling on here. That's what makes it really feel premium. Very easy to hold as you have a big surface. To adjust it, you pull down on the bottom and then rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise if you want to increase or decrease. Has a little line indicator to show you when you're in the right spot and then locks into place. To see what torque setting you're at, you can actually just look at that yellow line, which makes it really easy. So You can increase this slowly all the way up to the setting you want. It's only in Newton meters. You don't have the pound-foot alternative, so you'll have to look that up. But it makes it a lot easier to look at what setting you're at. Torque stick is printed on here, and again, really premium looking. This is a click style torque wrench too. So when you actually reach the setting you want, this will slightly shift compared to the top. So you'll feel a little bit of a click. It makes it very obvious. The difference between this and a lot cheaper torque wrenches are the quality of the fit and finish, and then the tolerances. So you can see very little play on the torque wrench itself. So it really feels high quality when you're using it, and you have the confidence you're actually at the right torque setting. If you use an improperly calibrated one, you could easily strip a bolt. What I really like about this set though, are all the additional tools. This little ratchet is probably one of the coolest features. It's very compact, and compared to a normal Allen key, which I constantly have to remove, install, with this you just put it on there and then quickly loosen or tighten something. It also has a little reversible head, which is very cool, and again, feels very high quality as there's a little play here. This also has a bit holder at the bottom, so you can use this in a number of different ways. So we can install the bit at the bottom of the ratchet and then just kind of rotate it by hand like a screwdriver. You can put it in the ratchet itself and use it like a traditional ratchet. You can combine the bit with the extension, and again, this has a sleeve on here. So this lets you hold it and gives you a little bit more security, so you can hold it while it's rotating. You can put this again on the ratchet or flip it around and use this as an extended sort of screwdriver handle. So very cool, thoughtful design and a lot of functionality here. Same thing goes with the finger bit. You can attach it directly to the extension or the bit itself. So this is great if you have a very compact region where you don't want to use a big torque wrench or the ratchet. And it has nice knurling on here too, so easy to hold with the Topeak logo. The bits themselves are quite long too, so you saw that. They're very long in length, which lets you reach a lot of harder to access areas. You have all the sizes you'd really need, and perhaps even more. Some of these sizes aren't that common on bikes, but with this you have everything from T6 to T30, so nearly any job. You can see the bit holder is not removable, but it is rotatable, so you can rotate it up and access it or leave it at an angle. Same thing goes with the Allen keys, so everything from 1.5 millimeter all the way up to 10. Which is really cool. So you can see how large that 10 one is and compared to the base. So again, should have most jobs covered, and they actually color code 4, 5, 6, which are perhaps one of the most common use cases for your saddle or stem. So really easy to access, and you can quickly identify them. So a really cool set overall. Obviously it's expensive, but having nice tools is really nice to have. And if you don't already have one, this gives you pretty much everything you need with a nice carrying case included. Now let's take a look at the torque wrench in action. It's pretty easy to adjust, so you pull down and then rotate. You can see once you hit the line on the center, then you're actually at a whole number. To do half numbers, you can see there's 0.5, so I can go all the way around, and then little increments of 0.1. They're not very obvious, but you can feel the indentation. So we'll go ahead and do about 5 here. Lock it into place, and then you can see nice knurling, so you really can hold on to the whole thing. And it is a click type, so you can hear this. As I tighten this, when you reach the maximum amount, you can see the whole body will sort of click. At lower torque settings, it's less obvious, and at higher ones, it's more obvious, but with the size of this, it's really easy to feel. Here's another good example. This is the stem bolts. It says 8 Newton meters on there, so we'll go ahead and bring it up to about 8 on here as well. And then find the right bit, so we'll swap this out. You have everything you'd really need. The 4, 5, 6 are really the most common. So you can see as I'm tightening it, very obvious once I've hit that maximum number. And I'll do both sides just to be sure. And that's it. So really simple. Now, one of the coolest features of this tool pack is the fact that you get this little finger bit and the extender. So this makes these smaller bolts really easy to access, like your water bottle cage. So you can see I can try to get in there, loosen and tighten it, and I don't have to deal with a big normal Allen key, which will get stuck at the center. You can also use the ratchet, so I can pull this out of the finger bit, put it in the reversible ratchet, and again, probably one of the coolest parts about this toolkit is this little ratchet. Very convenient, small, so you can see I can quickly take off the bottle cage, reverse it, and then tighten it down. And this would take significantly longer with a standard Allen key. Here's another example of using the little wrench. Really convenient for those little hard to reach areas, and where a little Allen key would be more annoying because you can quickly ratchet this to loosen, or again, reverse it, and then loosen the bolt. So this one is not torqued, so it's better for bolts that don't have such critical torque values. So I would really use a torque wrench on your stem, seat post, and other places where you can easily strip a bolt, and then just use it to finger tight other things just like your shifter mechanisms or other less critical components. Now let's compare the Topeak Torq Stick Pro with some other torque wrenches on the market. What I have here is a selection from Pro Bike Tool as well as Topeak. So you can see with the Torq Stick Pro, it's a pretty similar case to the Pro Bike Tool offerings. They're both plastic. You can see the hinge design on this is much cheaper. Just a flexible piece on the back compared to an actual metal hinge that you get with the Topeak. What I do like about Pro Bike Tool though is the latch. So you have this metal latch. It just feels a lot more secure and premium. And you can see when it locks into place, you just simply slide it over and then you get a nice secure feeling compared to this little plastic tab design of the Topeak. So definitely one minor negative that they could easily resolve by just switching to a metal clasp. On the inside, the Topeak definitely stands out though with just a number of bits that are included. Again, this is 4 to 10, while the Pro Bike Tool version that we have here, this one is 2 to 10. So you get a little bit more usable range, go all the way down to 2 versus 4, but you can see the quality of the finish is definitely nicer on the Topeak. So with the Pro Bike Tool, it's a polished finish. You can see the increments on here a little bit easier than you can with the Topeak. It's hard to really see what the increments are. You can just see the whole numbers easier than the half increment. But you can see again, just overall finish is much nicer on Topeak. It's a little bit longer too, and has a little bit of a smaller head versus the Pro Bike Tool version. This one has a very similar adjustment mechanism though. You pull down on the sleeve and then rotate it. So they both work equally well. Obviously Pro Bike Tool is much more affordable. The other difference here is you can see the bits with Pro Bike Tool has a larger driver on here and a bigger base, and then less selection. So you have T10, T25, T30, and a couple Allen bits versus the 18 bits that you get with Topeak, and all the cool little accessories. They do have a little storage bin on here with the Pro Bike Tool. It's kind of a cool feature, but I'm not quite sure what you put in there. As you go up in torque, you do need a bigger torque wrench. We have their other variation here. This is 10 to 60. And again, you can see metal clasp, and it's just a bigger design overall. So you can see compared to this, you obviously need a larger size to accommodate the higher torque setting. And you can see some of the flaws in the finish, just a little paint chipping from the use that we put into it. This one also has foot-pound on here, which is kind of nice if you're doing other jobs, but for most bike parts, it's going to be Newton meter. We also have the Torq stick in the smaller variation. This is the 2 to 10, and you can see very similar design. It doesn't come with a full case. Instead, it has this little plastic attachment with some bits on there. So more portable and not quite as fancy looking, but you do have this little fingerprint graphic on here versus all the knurling. And this is longer, which makes it a little easier to use, while this is a lot smaller with a shorter knurled area. And if you're doing smaller torque values, you can also get smaller torque wrenches. This is the Pro Bike Tool 4 to 6 option. So it's very cool. You can only do 4 to 6, and it has the bits attached with this little carousel design that slides on. And you can also get little pre-specified torque bits themselves. So if you're just doing 4 all the time, you can get a small 4 Newton meter torque bit. So definitely a lot of options. I think what I like about the Topeak It's just the overall quality is really high. So nice fit and finish, and a great option if you want to upgrade your tools. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Topeak Torq Stick Pro. What I like about it is they get a full carrying case, has a nice anti-slip design, well-designed hinges, and keeps everything in its place. You also have the nice reversible ratchet, which is really precise and versatile, and very useful for a little hard to reach bolts, where a normal Allen key can be really cumbersome to use. Also with the 18 bits, you have all the Torx and Allen bits you'd ever really need for most jobs. Some of the negatives for the Torq Stick Pro is the fact that it is quite expensive, so this isn't something to buy if you're on a budget. The bit holders are not detachable from the case, they just can be angled upward. And the 0.1 Newton meter increments on the torque wrench could be better labeled. You only have the 0.5 Newton meter labeled, and the other ones are just indentations. Taking everything into account would give the torque wrench a 9.0 out of 10. It's a really premium, complete set. That's a great gift for any cyclist or a nice upgrade for your own garage. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.